Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham, Rakakwadash, the honors to the apostles, the elders, salutations to you, sincere brothers, teaching in truth and sincerity. Lesson will be entitled, Chat GPT is more spiritual than Genesis. Lord will, you are edified. According to Chat GPT, what did Paul mean about meat sacrificed for idols? Good question. This topic comes up mainly in 1 Corinthians verses 8 through 10 and Romans 14. Paul's discussion of meat sacrificed to idols deals with how Christians should navigate cultural and religious practices in a pagan society, especially when those practices conflict with their new faith in Mashiach. Here is a breakdown of what Paul meant. The situation in Corinth. In the ancient Greco-Roman world, much of the meat sold in markets came from animals sacrificed in pagan temples. Some of that meat was later sold for ordinary use. So Christians faced a dilemma. Was eating that meat an act of idolatry, or was it just ordinary food? 2. Paul's core teaching, 1 Corinthians 8. Paul acknowledges two truths. We know that an idol is nothing, 1 Corinthians 8 and 4. Idols have no power. They are not actual gods, so food offered to them isn't magically changed or tainted. 2. But knowledge isn't everything, 1 Corinthians 8 9 through 13. Some believers, especially newer converts from paganism, might still associate that meat with idol worship. If they saw another Christian eating it, they might be encouraged to do the same against their conscience and thus stumble. So Paul's principle is love over liberty, meaning if food makes my brother stumble, I will never eat meat, lest I make my brother stumble. 1 Corinthians 8 and 13. The broader principle, 1 Corinthians 10, 23 through 33. Paul expands the issue, freedom. Okay, and instead of Christians, Mashiachim are free to eat anything sold in the market without asking questions for conscience sake. Caution, but if someone says this was offered to an idol, then don't eat it, not because the food changed, but to avoid sending the wrong message. Again, Corinthians 10, 28 through 29. His guiding rule. So whether you eat or drink or whatever you do all to the glory of the Most High. 10, verse 31. And this is coming from 1 Corinthians chapter 10. Romans 14 parallels. In Romans 14, Paul takes the same ideal and applies it more broadly. Don't judge others for what they eat or don't eat. Each should act according to their conscience. The goal is peace, mutual upbuilding, and love. In summary, Paul's message about meat sacrificed to idols can be summed up like this. Principle on one side, explanation. Idols are nothing. Food itself isn't spiritually defiled. Conscience matters. Don't violate your own or others' conscience. Love limits liberty. Be willing to give up your rights for the sake of others. Everything for the Most High's glory. Action should honor the Most High and build up, I don't want to say the community, but build up our nation. Okay? So, and that's pretty much it. Chat GPT is more spiritual than the group of Genesis. Lord will, this was edifying. Shalom.